Today we are talking about persuasive essay. How to write a persuasive essay. The word persuade comes from the verb persuasive comes from the word persuade. The verb persuade means to convince, يقنع. So a persuasive essay نص إقناعي. What is a persuasive essay? Persuasive writing in general, it tells the writer's opinion, the writer's viewpoint, and why the reader should agree with this viewpoint. This is the purpose or the aim of a persuasive essay. So this is the question: what is persuasive writing? Persuasive writing tells the writer's opinion and why the reader should agree with it. Why do we write persuasive essays? What is the goal of a persuasive essay or persuasive writing in general? This is to state the writer's opinion, as we said, and there are two other reasons why we write persuasive essays. To give reasons why the reader should agree with the writer's opinion or point of view. The third reason why we write persuasive writing essays is to convince the reader to take action. To take action towards what? Towards the opinion, the viewpoint of the writer or the topic in general. To write a good persuasive essay, you need to read a lot of persuasive essays first. And the first thing you have to do, step one, when you write a persuasive essay, you have to read the prompt carefully before you begin. This is a writing situation. They say many 18-year-olds who are old enough to vote choose not to register, not participating in elections. Do you think it's important to register and exercise your right to vote? This is the question here. Do you think it is important to register and exercise your right to vote? This question, as we can see, it's a yes-no question. You can answer yes, I think it's important, or no, I don't think. So you have first to read in order to be able to take a stand, whether you agree or disagree. Your answer is yes, your answer is no. You have the right to choose any viewpoint. Now, but when you choose, you have to consider the reasons. You want to register and participate in elections. Why? Why do you think it's important to participate in elections? Then you read the directions for the writing. Every writing prompt has got a writing situation and directions. The directions here say, now write a persuasive essay stating whether or not a 18-year-old should register and participate in elections. He also giving you here the choice, whether or not you agree or you disagree. It's your right to choose any side. But you have to give reasons to support your position. Give one reason, not enough. Two, okay. Three, excellent. So at least two, you have to provide at least two reasons. And you have to support your position in such a convincing manner that others will agree with you. So step two, take a stand. By taking a stand, we mean think about what side are you taking. Think about the stand that will provide at least two reasons, as you say here, at least two reasons for your argument. A man called Aristotle, he was a very famous philosopher, and he presented an analysis of the strategies which included three elements to persuade the reader with your viewpoint. These strategies, this is Aristotle, and he made three strategies or three elements that are used to convince any reader with your viewpoint: the logos, the pathos, and the ethos. Now, what do you mean by the logos? Logos comes from the word logic. So you use reasoning, you use logic, you use statistics, you use facts, you use definitions, you use data, You appeal to the intelligence of the audience and to logic. As for the pathos, what do we mean by pathos? By pathos, we mean you attempt to persuade the audience or the reader through sound reasoning. This is the logos. The pathos is to appeal to the emotions of the reader or the audience. The emotions of the reader or the audience. Attempt to induce a particular state of mind. Whether you make the reader angry, understanding, sympathize with your viewpoint, tolerance. You tap into the sentiments or feelings of the audience. In the ethos, you appeal to the speaker or the writer in terms of his or her credibility and experience. You present directly or indirectly a profile that sets a stamp of authority. Use quotations, use experts' opinion, use groups of three, use a lot of techniques are there that are used to persuade the reader using this third element, which is the ethos. Now, this is the model of persuasion for Aristotle, the logos, the pathos, and the ethos. Now, this is the practical step. Step 3. You have to prepare a graphic organizer. A graphic organizer can take a lot of shapes, a lot of forms. You can do it as you like. But this is a very good way. You fold your paper into 4 squares, like this. 4 squares, and you unfold the paper and draw a box in the center. In the center of the box, write a sentence to convey your stand. Your stand here will be like this. Voting is not only the privilege, but the responsibility of every 18-year-old. Now, as we can see now, the paper has 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Here you write one reason you think 18-year-olds should vote. For example, here, voting is your way to state your concerns and beliefs. Here, write another reason why you think 18-year-olds should vote. For example, every vote counts and it's important. Here you write a third reason if possible, and it's preferable to write a third reason. For example, here teenagers are enlisted in the army and can go to war. If they can go to war, they can vote. Now you summarize the 3 reasons, 3 points here in the conclusion, and this is the core of your essay. Summarizes all your viewpoints and the reasons you provided. But there are things to remember here. Remember, you cannot use I. Why? Because you are the writer. We know that you write it. Don't use I a lot. And it's preferable not to use it at all. The reader knows it's your opinion. Number 2, you cannot use you. Use a person, someone, people, citizens, one, he, she, they. All these are acceptable. Avoid contractions like cannot, don't, because they give the impression that it's kind of informal writing. Now this is another topic. It's related to Qatar. Some voices are rising in the field of football claiming that Qatar is not the best place to host World Cup in 2022. This is a topic. Your directions: now write a persuasive essay stating why Qatar is the best place to host the World Cup in 2022. Give reasons to support your position, arguing in such a convincing manner that others will agree with you. Now you have to write your pros and the cons and provide your reasons. Prepare the graphic organizer in the same way as we say unfold the paper, 4 squares. Here you write your sentence that conveys your stand, your point of view, and you start writing. Experts from all corners in the world agree that Qatar is the best place to host World Cup in 2002. Write one reason. First reason: the World Cup has never been held in an Arab country before. Second reason: Qatar hosted many successful events before. A third reason, Qatar has resources, the resources needed to build all the stadiums it promised. And here you summarize your viewpoint. Qatar is the best choice to host the World Cup in 2022. It is high time for an Arab country to host the World Cup. Qatar has an impressive record in hosting international sporting events. Qatar has promised to create the greenest World Cup ever. It will be a historic and top quality World Cup with an environmental spirit. So this is the uh, graphic organizer, the plan of your essay. Now you provide details after each example and after each reason, and this will give you a complete, convincing, persuasive essay. Thank you. Till we meet again in a future lesson. Goodbye.